Hello, my brothers and sisters on the Dragon's Path. My name is Tim Heijen and I believe in dragons. And walk with me through this forest where I did so many miles, so many kilometers. I did alone, thinking about myself, thinking about my path, thinking about my life. Because I'm all alone here, surrounded by trees, surrounded by birds, surrounded by insects that eat me alive. and I love this. I love every second of this. This, my brothers and sisters, is my church. And I love to be here every day because everything that is made, the walls are made of wood, but are still alive. So even the earth is still alive. Everything is alive in my church, and everything is beautiful as it should be. Made by nature itself, made by the dragon gods. And the dragon gods are present here, and that is what I can feel very, very much. But I also have in this path, my brothers and sisters, and sometimes in this forest, actually a lot of in this forest, are encounters with other dragons. I often do my meditation here. I try to concentrate on the dragon, on the energy that I feel, on the Tiamat's body that I could feel here on the surface of the earth. And sometimes the rivers that flow in this is actually the blood of the dragon. Water is the blood of the dragon. Actually, it feeds the earth. It feeds the body of the dragon. And there are a lot of dragons that I encountered here. A lot of them. If you would come here, then maybe you could feel this, how many gates I've opened here, just by passing by, just by thinking about them. That is what a dragon witch can do. They can open gates without even knowing it. They can leave this energy behind that they have, this love for the dragon that they have. And what they leave behind is an open gate. So like I said, because of this, even before I came to live here, I had a lot of encounters with dragons. And all of these dragons are actually very curious dragons, are lured into what they feel. They live in the dragon's realms. And these dragon realms that I often come and visit, and my dragon also does that, we are travelers through each other. And of course, this lets energy behind. And this energy can be felt by them. And so some dragons can be lured through to that place, to this place, to you. And because of that, I encountered a lot of dragons, but also felt their energy and what kind of a story that they have to tell. This all of the dragons in the world. Your dragon, you, your gods, every dragon can tell a story, a very unique and very calm story, a very epic story, because that is what they want most of the time of a dragon, doesn't it? An epic tale. And I had a lot. I've seen. I felt and heard a lot of stories from the dragon's mouth, from the dragon's mind that is still can be still be felt. And all of these stories are very interesting. Because of that, they tell this story that they have. You try to connect things with each other and you say, so this is the past. So this was the dragon's path. So see, you can solve the puzzles because of their story that they have to tell to you. And so, of course, they are going to ask you questions as well. So, who are you? Why are you like this? What is your tale? What is your um, sometimes dragons ask this. What is your backstory? Why are you like this? And why does it come that your spirit, your soul, feels like a dragon while you are obviously a human being? So yeah, you can talk to them, you can interact with them. Also, dragons doesn't know everything. They are also just creatures of nature, uh, highest beings of nature, of course. But they are still full of questions. They are still born like us, like you and me. They are not born in the universe. That is the dragon gods. But the guardians are just born like you and me. So they have questions sometimes. And some of these stories that they have to tell sometimes, I um, had this one story of the dragon. This dragon was not from the dragon realms. This dragon was uh, coming from uh, the dragons, not the dragons, actually the void. And the void is um, a dark place that is not inside of our realm, not at all. It's in between the realms, and that is a very dark place. That is something that Leviathan, also dragon god of the void, guards. But this dragon came from there, and he felt like he was a lost soul, but he also felt like a very ancient and beautiful dragon. I already told you about him, and if you put away and put aside all this Christian stuff, then and you put his story and how he feels, that you try to feel and connect with him, then you see totally nothing bad inside of him. Only an old and wise and ancient dragon. And that is sometimes the reason why they sometimes call a devil also a dragon. Because they are very misunderstood. And they want you to fear it so that you would let it behind. I mean, I would never let my dragon behind, and they know it, and that is why they can tell to me whatever they want. They can let me fear whatever they want. I do not fear dark. I am dark, and that is what I did. I was also cast into Leviathan's realms to see the void, to see the suffering, to feel everything suffering in this world. I should have hatred, I should have fear. But I don't. I fought against it later on. And then I said, no, I don't fight it against it. I don't let myself be consumed with the dark. I will be one with the dark and I will use it. Because a dragon witch is a dragon witch only if they can curse. But also if they fight for the light. Fight for the light, but the darkness cannot harm them. And that is what this dragon taught me. The story of this dragon, that darkness and light go together, that they are not separate from each other. This is a very interesting thing to learn from this dragon, because I felt whatever he is saying, but he has seen things. I saw his eyes. His eyes were eyes that had enough of seeing, enough of feeling. And yet it continues all the time. And this dragon was not in the dragon realm because he was a traveler. Just like I am a traveler, a safe traveler between gates. But he could also travel outside of the gates. And whenever you are saying, oh, this probably is not a real dragon, but just a shape-shifting spirit or demon, you know, I have this gift inside of me. I don't want to brag, but in the last years, I came to develop a very strong sense of dragons. And the spirit cannot lie to me. I feel a dragon spirit. It talks to me. It talks to my own spirit. And whatever this spirit was saying, in the meantime, I was detecting his energy and spirit. And while detecting him, I could not feel any demon-like creature that was manipulating me. I could not be manipulated. So he knows that. He knows. That is why he was very interested in to come to me and to meet my dragon eye. He already met my dragons. And you know, I don't like when someone comes in my dragon circle. I don't like that. I hate that. But he managed to do that without me knowing it. And he detected everything. And I was actually the last of the draconic energies he wanted to visit. And so he taught me the ways of the dragon, the ways that they are dark and light, and that Leviathan is ruling the place, and that he is swimming inside of dragon's blood, that in fact water on this earth is dragon's blood, and everything that you can see here in this forest is still the dragon. It's still their body. And that I could sense from day one on the dragon's path that the trees have a direct connection with Tiamat, that she is Mother Earth and she is a dragon. And so I came to live in the forest to connect with her much more. I want to know more, I want to feel more. And this dragon, my brothers and sisters, this was a very beautiful, and I already talked to you about it, but he was called Lucifer. And so in my mind, he told me my mind without even moving his mouth. And so every Christian is saying, the devil. But who is the devil? I never met the devil. If the devil said to me to not harm animals, or be good, or to fight for light, then give me the devil any day, because he is much more nicer than whatever you are worshipping. And you could see he's a manipulator, so I could say the same maybe from your God. But Leviathan, this Lucifer dragon was not my God, but I was feeling everything he was feeling. And that made me afraid to close my eyes, afraid to sleep. But I didn't see hell. I saw Leviathan's void. Leviathan's void is a reflection of everything that could be so very dark. It's what you can call hell, but hell is here inside of your mind. It's whatever you are creating. And that is what Leviathan sometimes does. Leviathan tries to manipulate it so he can test you how far your limits go. And this Lucifer dragon, very beautiful, an ancient dragon, the one that has actually enough of what he was seeing but could not end his ways, he was a visitor of a lot of dragons. And that is what you can also have, my brothers and sisters. You, on the dragon's path, can have a lot of visitors on your path, and none of them can be that where you can be prepared for. None of them. All of them are very interesting and have stories to tell, very ancient and wise stories that you might connect with each other, that you could say, yes, that is the past and that is who I am. You know, all of them are so wise and all of them are intrigued by your energy. There will be dragons with you. There will be dragons very interested in you. They will talk to you that it doesn't belong on your dragon's eye, your dragon circle, but they will eventually tell their story to you. There will be dragons visiting you. Whenever that happens, welcome them, and just hear their story, hear their tale. And if they ask you names, if you are feeling uncomfortable with it, you can always tell them that. They are not demons. Demons are inventions of Christian church and things like that, so that you would fear it. It's not that you should fear darkness. It's not evil. Darkness is something that you should overcome and use. Should not be feared. You should be darkness. You should be the one with it, so that you can finally know what light really means. So whenever a dragon comes to you and visits you, just have a conversation with each other without even sometimes opening your mouth. They are very interested in you, which means that you are a very interesting person. But if you have a dragon by your side, if you have a dragon's eye, if you have a dragon's soul, then far less of yours. You are nothing less than very interesting. My brothers and sisters, be blessed.